Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make almond milk, and honestly, it's going to be the freshest almond milk you've ever tried. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today we are making almond milk, which is really exciting. So almond milk is a milk alternative. It's basically made from soaking almonds overnight, blending them up, and kind of, sounds a bit weird, but you kind of like juice the almonds really, kind of what you do. So you kind of squeeze it through a muslin cloth, get rid of all the pulp, and you extract the liquid from the almonds. It's really, really tasty. It's gluten-free, it's vegan. You can have it sweetened, you can have it unsweetened, you can add loads of things to it. You can make chocolate almond milk if you want. I'm just gonna show you kind of like the base way of doing it, and you can kind of do whatever you want, add things to it, go crazy. It's really quick and easy, and it's super handy just having it in your fridge, to be honest. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so what you're gonna need for this recipe is 150 grams of raw almonds. You don't want anything to have been done to them in the past, just completely raw, not salted, not roasted, completely raw almonds. And then I'm going to use 2 medjool dates. I love using medjool dates, it's just a natural way of getting some sweetness in there, but you can use honey or sugar or cinnamon or whatever you'd like really. But I'm using dates in mine. And then you're just gonna need some water as well. So the other thing to bear in mind when you're making nut milk is that you do need a relatively high-speed blender. I'm using a Vitamix, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. They're literally like my favorite blender. I've used a lot of blenders in the past, surprisingly, and these have always been the best ones. This is my brand new Vitamix that I've just bought. I know a lot of people are gonna be in the comments kind of saying, you've got such an expensive blender. Honestly, Vitamixes are honestly worth every penny. So this is my brand new one. I've just upgraded after about 15 years. So this is my old Vitamix. It's messy, it's dirty, it's kind of gross, which honestly still works as good as it did on day one, to be honest. I'd obviously recommend a high-speed blender, but to be honest, just use whatever blender you have, give it a go. It might not be kind of as super fine as it could be, but just give it a go. Don't go out buying a new blender just for this. So if you're looking at investing in a new blender, I definitely recommend Vitamix. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do for the almond milk, so you do actually need to soak these almonds overnight. So I'm just gonna put them in a bowl, and then I'm just gonna add about 500-600 milliliters of water, just until they're covered. You just want enough water so that all the almonds are completely covered. So this is basically going to soften the almonds, and then when we blend it, this is going to kind of, they're going to be a lot softer, and the milk's going to be extracted a lot easier. So with these almonds, you just want to pop a lid on them and let them sit at room temperature overnight. If you don't have time to do it overnight, you can actually put boiling water in there and let it sit for a few hours. I've personally never done that, but I hear that it works really well. I'd rather just do it naturally, do it overnight. So these are the almonds that I soaked yesterday. As you can see, the water's gonna look really smeary. They don't look too pleasant, to be honest. This is just where the almonds are starting to soften up already, and where kind of the skin's coming away from the nut. We're gonna give them a rinse under cold water, then put them straight into the blender. Okay, so now that we've cleaned the almonds, to be honest, you can try them, you can just taste. You can tell they're just a lot softer. So a lot of people now like to peel their almonds so that they look like this and the skin completely comes away. I personally, I really don't find any benefit of this. I personally just think it's a waste of time. So we're gonna chuck them straight into the blender, like that. I'm now going to add 1 liter of water. To be honest, the best way of doing this is just to put the water into the jug that you're going to be putting the milk into. That way you know it's obviously not going to overfill. So here I've got 1 liter of water. Just make sure it's like purified, clean water. So we're gonna add this water straight into the blender. At this point, I like to add a little pinch of salt just to kind of intensify all the flavors. I'm now gonna add my 2 medjool dates. If you're buying whole medjool dates, make sure you remove the seed. You do not want the seed in there, I promise you that. I don't even know if the seed would blend, would it? I don't know. Don't add the seed, okay? So I'm adding 2 medjool dates with the seed removed. And again, at this point, if you don't want to use medjool dates, this is when you can add the honey. So I'm gonna be using my almond milk for porridge this week. So I'm adding about ½ teaspoon of cinnamon as well. But that's kind of the bulk recipe, just almonds and water, and then you can kind of sweeten it however you'd like. So now we're just gonna blend it. I'm just gonna put the lid on. Oh, how exciting, my new blender. Okay, and now you just wanna blend it all together. You probably wanna start nice and low and then get higher. We're just gonna ignore that, okay? So you wanna blend your almond milk for about 45 seconds to a minute. Okay, so that's our almond milk blended. Don't get excited, this isn't done yet. This has still got kind of all the pulp in there. So what we need to do now is we need to strain it through a muslin cloth. So I'm using a muslin cloth, but you can use like a cheesecloth or anything that you can kind of strain it with. If you'd like, you can also use a rubber band, just so nothing spills. Makes life a bit easier. And then what you want to do is just pour the almond milk through the cloth. You also might need to give it a hand by just giving it a stir. I mean, if you have like a huge muslin cloth and a huge jug, then you're good. But I'm probably gonna need to do this in a few stages. So pour a bit, strain it, pour a bit, strain it. Okay, and then when it gets really thick, you're gonna get to a stage where you need to take the rubber band off. And then you just wanna pick it up like this. Make sure you've got all the corners. And then you just wanna strain the milk like this. Then we're just gonna go again. So like I said, just kind of strain out the rest. Get all that juice out. So here we're basically just extracting all the milk from the almonds, and we've got the thick pulp on the inside. Cool, and then what you're left with is a really thick almond pulp in here. And what you can actually do with this is you can dry it out and make almond flour. So if you're interested in making almond flour, you can definitely do that. Just dry it out and then you probably want to blend it again. Now we have our almond milk here that's been completely strained. This is the good stuff in here. I'm just gonna pour it into this container to store it in there, just so it lasts a lot longer. Oh, I really don't want to film myself doing this. I'm sure it's gonna go everywhere. Oh my God, I really feel the pressure doing this. Slow and steady is the trick. There you go. You will find there's a little bit of sediment right at the bottom, so I just leave that in there just so it's all silky smooth in there and you don't get any impurities. There you go, and that's how you make homemade almond milk in literally 10 minutes. I'm honestly obsessed with this almond milk at the minute. I'm using it in my porridge and my smoothies. It's so, so tasty. If you guys haven't seen my oatmeal video that went up last week, I'm gonna put that in the corner right here. So make sure you go check that one out. The other thing to bear in mind is that this obviously isn't fortified like supermarket almond milk. To be honest, it is just really nice to make it yourself every now and then. It's honestly so tasty. Definitely worth doing. It's a lot cheaper than shop bought almond milk. Honestly, it's like the tastiest almond milk you're gonna try. It's so, so fresh. I think that's the biggest benefit you get from this, just how fresh it tastes. So one thing to bear in mind is how long it's gonna last. Make sure you store it in the fridge. It's gonna be good for about 5 to 7 days. Anything after that, it's still fine to drink, it's still gonna be good, but recommended is 5 to 7 days. To be honest, it wouldn't even last 5 to 7 days in my house. It goes down so quickly. Just be prepared for it to kind of separate a little bit when you get it out the fridge. Please do me a favor and give the video a thumbs up and comment below any questions you have or any recommendations you have. If there's any flavor you'd like to add to your almond milk, let me know. Thank you all so, so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.